What's up, folks? Welcome to the Beatcast, the podcast, the Beat Culture podcast. My name is Ella, and I wanted to talk to you guys for a second. It's about Studio One, and it's been a while since we had an update. Now, this video won't be any edits. This is just raw. I got my music in the background. But it's been a while, right? Do you guys agree? Now, although I have affiliation with Personas, Fender, they don't tell me everything. And I guess this is a good thing because I can have these conversations with you guys until I can't no more, right? I feel like one day will be the day where I can't, if you know what I mean. But until that day comes, here we are having a conversation. I wonder, and you guys let me know in the comment section as well. I wonder if some of the things the ideas and responses that we've given in the short period of time or over some time, I've been complaining about a few things that I would love to see update or change or be implemented further inside of Studio One. And I'm just coming off the top of my head right now. I have no agenda. I have nothing written in front of me. But we just, one-on-one with the beat makers that follow the channel or newcomers. If you are new here, consider subscribing because every once in a while we have conversations like this. And we also do live streams where we do beat making in Studio One, Ableton, Bitwig. There's probably another one I'm forgetting. Sometimes Logic, just depending on what's going on. But you guys remember a time where we were like scratching our heads and we were pondering on what we should look forward to when Fender took over, right? Fender took over. We all know who Fender is. In case you don't know, Fender is a guitar company. I'll save you the research. They inquired Personas, and we were all just not really too happy about that. You know what I mean? What would have made sense, I guess, would have been maybe another dog company or another technology company taking over, but a guitar company taking over. We were like, I don't know. But I guess realistically, we should be excited because it's another music company that took over. So they kind of get the music, being that they're guitar people. You know what I mean? I don't know. You take that however you take that. But ever since the acquisition, we've seen some decent updates, right? I'm not too mad about what happened so far. But we still have that what if or what's next? What's going on? Because ultimately there is no transparency held from the company. None of us knows what really going on. All we can do is guess. We can guess at the game. I just feel like transparency is best. Sharing the goals and what you guys have in mind. I think that would be beneficial to the community. Us people that spend our money, feel like we have a stake in the business, in the company, in the products. We've spent our money. We spent time. You know what I mean? Better than money is time. Spent a lot of time using the products here. We feel like, communication will be cool. What's going on? Like what's happening? I'll say the updates that used to be before the acquisition has slowed down tremendously. So it could be good or bad. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing it slowed down because they're thinking and they want the product to work, whatever they put forward, the next thing into Studio One. If that's the deal, that's great. And I feel like that's the deal. But is this going to be something like Logic? Logic don't do updates often. I feel like they do it like once every year. You know what I mean? Bam. Give it all to them at once. Boom. That's what it is. Okay. Small little glitch right there. But yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. Studio One is one of those dolls that I constantly come back to. I complain a lot. I have some things. I did several videos about my complaints and issues. There's been a few times where I'm live and y'all see what happens. It just shuts down, because of whatever the case might be. Overload or no overload. It just like in the early parts of just loading it up and just getting started. It's just, so it's a series of things. This conversation is only for beat makers, by the way, not the people who don't use Studio One to make beats, because I feel like sometimes you guys can't relate to us that use third party plugins to make music, third party effect plugins to change the tone, change the characteristic, being creative, things like that. Those things that we use to help us make music or to stand out and sound different from everybody else. We got to use third party stuff. And that's just the nature of it. Like I'm not going to say who doesn't. Because there's plenty of people who don't use third party. But better than that, look, I've had Studio One crash on me with their own native plug. So, like, stop. People just like, people just be people, I don't know why people respond if you don't have the same type of workflow as some of us do, but with that same workflow inside of Bitwig, for instance, and I speak highly of Bitwig because Bitwig handles third-party plugins in a dope way. It's more stable. It's fire to me. It's just dope. It's nice. It's nice how they handle. So I wonder if Studio One will have some of those same things. Maybe they're taking their time with updating their platform because they're implementing these things that takes time, to update this sampler with a more advanced sampler, giving us, I want to say, I don't know if I could say it or not, but I feel like the acquisition, and usually when acquisitions happen, it's because of the company can no longer go forward with the current resources that they have. And so, they're limited at that point. Personas has done enough to get themselves on the map, right? They've done enough to make a little noise. Now they are acquired. And like I say, usually when you acquire it, there's a bigger budget that's put behind it to elevate it even more. So maybe the update slowed down because the budget is there. Now we got a little bit more money. We're playing with big boy money. Let's do this update the right way, and let's make it mean something whenever they get to it. Now, when they updated us with the Dolby Atmos, the 7.1, the 5.1, the 9.1, if that's, I'm pretty sure that's in there. Maybe not, but surround sound, the whole thing, something that should have been in there from I don't know when. I'll say that was done pretty nicely. Well done. Real nice. To the point where you don't even need a 7.1 system to hear what it's doing. Like that's crazy to be able to implement that on your system and get this, that's dope. That's dope. So maybe that's what's happening. They're taking their time to give us some real updates when they do. Boom. What would y'all love to see next? I would love to see the sampler updated. There's so many things I want to see, but I'm not gonna say it because I've already did videos on these, and this video will be super long than what it needs to be. But I just wanted to come on real quick and just say I have noticed that the update slowed down tremendously. Y'all let me know if y'all heard the same thing. But will you still be in Studio One? For those of you guys that use Studio One, to the core, will you remain in Studio One? Will you stick it out? See what they would do? I will always be a Studio One person. So I don't want you guys thinking that I'm walking away. I'm going to be here. I have a lot of projects that I mix and or master in Studio One. To that degree, Studio One will always be in my back pocket. You know what I mean? But for making music and being creative, I tend to not use Studio One so much. You know what I mean? Y'all know that. Y'all seen it. But still, there are some things in Studio One that just makes life easy. Like there's a lot of tools, like bouncing in place. It being a few ways to do that. And one of the ways is a way that No Dolls has not done, that I've seen. Okay, we got the bounce in place, right? That's great. But there is a function here where you can bounce in place the audio, and the MIDI is attached to that. And you can see it in the pool section. You can just drag over that MIDI section to a MIDI lane, and boom, those MIDI chords or the MIDI notes that you generated with that audio bounce can just be dragged over from that. That's crazy. Or explode to pitch, which is another one of my favorites. I don't have to realistically route everything like some of y'all do, or sometimes that I do, but I don't need to do that. I can grab any instrument and explode the pictures, and I have the printout of each individual note. That's crazy to me. In Ableton Live, you have to solo. You have to put the note by itself and then bounce it to have a split out. That's if you're working with a virtual instrument that's not in the rack. You see what I'm saying? If you're not working with one shots and you're using things like UJam or some of the drums that comes inside of Contact or any other drum plugin that you are using, third-party drums, and not all of those instruments, you have the option to separate individually those sounds. You know what I mean? But speaking of routing, whenever I need to do that, it's super easy. That stuff I enjoy. Coming back to that, it's like, man, this is nice. I like it. But the stuff that Ableton is doing in terms of the creative side of things is what has me keep going back there when I want to be spontaneous and just create, you know? That's the whole point of using these programs, is to be able to articulate what's going on in your head into music form. The tools that are provided to us to do that is very essential. Having a DAW that can do what we need it to do is very essential. And maybe that's what Fender is doing. So I'm just sitting back, just watching what's happening, you know, see what happens. But y'all let me know what y'all thinking, you know, what you feeling? What you feeling like? I don't know. I just have mixed feelings sometimes about, like, man, you know, you sitting here like like I want to create in Studio One, but I don't know. I've I will definitely be making videos when the next update comes out. What could it be? You know, what could it be? I wonder what it could be. I do feel like they clinked up quite a bit of things in here. So I'll say that. I will say that. I think some things just have been cleaned up. Stuff people that don't talk about. Stuff that people don't talk about. I come across. And I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing right here, you know? Anyway, I don't want this podcast to be too long. This is just me just observing what's going on, wanting some feedback from you guys, keep the conversation going, you know. What y'all think? Bring my music up, you know? Yeah. I'm going to get back to this. Continuing the lo-fi sound. Yes, indeed. And I would like to complete it in Studio One, right? But anyway, I'm Ella, B Kultr. Yeah, y'all let me know. Music governed by art.